Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
So in the last lecture, we have seen if else statement, control statements, and then we have seen for loop, nested for loop, and then while loop. So let us discuss one more loop. Then we will see some other topic. So today we are going to discuss what is do while loop. So if I write the syntax of do while loop, it will be first is the variable we have to declare. Suppose if I say int I equals to 1, integer I equals to 1, and then I will say do, put curly braces, and after that I will say system dot out dot print, and here I will write, suppose if I write the value of I, and I will say I plus plus. So here if you see, condition will be checked here. So whatever the condition we are writing in the middle condition, that will be checked at the end. Now I will say while, sorry, I have to write like this, while. So now this is do and this is while. So this is do while loop. And I will say I less than equals to 5. Then after that you have to put semicolon. So if you see this, if I on the left hand side, if I write the statement for while loop, it will be like this: while int I equals to 1, while. So this is the syntax of while loop: I less than 5, and then I plus plus, and then terminate the uh, terminate the braces. So if you see the difference between while and do while, here first of all we are checking the condition. First of all the condition will be checked, right? If the condition, suppose if I say I equals to 7, so if condition is checked, it will never going to run, right? Because I equals to 7, so this condition is false. So which means it will run 0 time, right? It will run 0 time, right? Here if I equals to 7, it will run 0 time. But if you see this do while loop, first of all condition is not checked here, right? First of all it is allowing us to go inside this, perform some operation, and then condition will be checked at the last. So even if I say, like if I say 9, here if I say 9, right? If I say 9, then we are able to go inside this. It will print the value of I. It will print the value of I as 9 in the output, and after that it will increment the value of I by 1. So that will make the value of I as 10, and at the end condition will be checked. So if you see, after that 10 is less than equals to 5, so this condition become false. So total of how many times it will run? It will only run one time because the condition is getting failed here. So which means at a maximum, or you can say minimum, it might happen that while loop can run 0 time. But here if I talk about for the do while loop, it will at least run one time. At least one time it will run, or more than one. But here you can say at a minimum it will run 0 time, because if the condition is getting failed at the start, it will not going to run. So this is the conclusion we have derived: one time it will run. So which means if I write here while loop, while loop run 0 to n time, where do while loop, if I say do while runs 1 to n time, right? So n can be any number, n can be 100, 200, 300, any number, right? Which means I'm saying that at a minimum it can run 0 time while loop, but do while loop is going to run at least 1 time, or it can run more than one. So are you able to get this difference? What is the difference between while and do while?
Yes, Sumit.
So now let us try to write that do while loop in our Eclipse editor. So this is some theoretical. So let me try to write it here. So this was the uh, project we were using yesterday. So let me create class loops. So this class is already present. So let me give one. So now here I will create one main method because that is the starting point. Without main method, it is not possible to run. So now I will say int I, or you can say j. You can take any variable name. Int I equals to 1. Then I will put this is a 2 is a keyword. Put curly braces like this, and you have to print some value. So let me print hello, and after that I will have to increment the value of I, and at the end I will check the condition. While I is less than equals to suppose 3. Just suppose this is 3, right? So how this will work? Let us try to again debug the program. So how to debug the program? First, whatever line you want to debug, put the breakpoint like this. So suppose I want to debug from line number 9. So 10 is coming here, so it is not possible to put the breakpoint here. So it is taking 10. So once this is the breakpoint, right click, debug as Java application. Okay, so now it is stopped here. So you can see when I equals to 1, condition is not checked here. So we simply come inside of this do keyword, right? And after that it will print hello. And if I show you the right hand side, it will print hello in the output. Hello is printed, and after that value of I will be incremented by 1. So if you see this, as of now value is 1, but after that it will become 2. So if I click this, it has become 2. Now at the end condition will be checked. So if you see 2 is less than equals to 3, condition true or false? Condition is true because 3 is greater than 2. So this condition become false. So if this condition will become true. So if this condition will become true, we will again going to go inside this do, right? So this will only execute one time again, right? But now as this condition become true, we will again go inside. So if you see this, again it will stop at line number 10. So if I click this, now so we are starting again because the condition true. So we will go inside. Now it has printed hello. It will print hello again. And now again it will increment the value of I. So as of now value is 2, but now value will become 3. Now if you see this 3, again condition will be checked. Is 3 is less than equals to 3? We can say 3 is equals to 3, so condition become true. So as the condition is true, we will again go inside. So if it will again start from do, we will go inside. Now after that it will increment the value of I. It will become 4. Now this time as this condition will become false, 4 is not less than equals to 3. Now you will see we will not again go inside this, and we will simply come out of our do while loop, right? So after that, so it will not go inside, you can see, right? After that earlier we were going inside, but after that it came out of our do while loop because the condition was getting false. So this is how do while loop behaves. Are you able to?
Yes, sir.
So now let us make some programs for the practice purpose. We have covered 3 loops. So most probably we will be using while and while and for loop most of the time in our coming lectures only, but it is important to have the knowledge of all the loops. So let us make some program. Suppose if I say write a program to you can say to reverse a number, or you can say to calculate, okay, to reverse a number, which means I want to reverse a number. Suppose this is the number, some number is given, and after that I want to reverse the number. So what will be the reverse of this number? 7987. So this will be the reverse of the number. So I want to perform this. So this is the actual number that user will enter, and this is going to be the reverse of the number. So how we can do that? So let me comment this first. So let me use for loop to reverse a number. So let us take the number from the user. So user will enter the number. So for that we will use a scanner class as we have discussed yesterday. So this is a scanner class. And if I say system.out.println, enter the number. So import. Basically, this class is present inside one package. So what is package? We will discuss that later. So basically, package will have all the classes. This so now this package is imported. So no error is coming. And after that, I will say int number. If number equals to, you can say sc dot, or let me take any one, sc dot next int. So this will going to give us the number. So now what I will do, I will run one for loop, right? So what I will do, so this is what I let me. So you can take I as well. I am just taking t, right? Or you can take any other number. So I will first check whether t is greater than 0, and then I will divide the number by 10. So earlier we were using plus plus I or plus plus t, sorry, plus plus I or I plus plus, but now I will use some other condition. So you can give any condition, right? And so let me just go to paint, then I will explain. Okay, let me go to paint. How to reverse a number? We are going to see. Suppose this is the number 2, 3, 4, 5. What will be the reverse? 5, 4, 3, 2. So this is our number. Number equals to 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Which the user will enter. Now what I will do? I will run one for loop for t equals to none. This is number, and then this is the condition checking, and then you can give any variable name e by 10, and then here I will take, suppose I will say reverse. So this reverse will have the final output. Reverse equals to reverse into I will multiply it by 10 plus, and then I will again get the last digit. So what is this t module by 10? Earlier we have discussed. If I again open, if I open paint again, what it does, number module by 10 does. So if you see this, suppose if I say 5 module by 2, right? So we have discussed it will give us the remainder, right? So this is the remainder. So we will get this remainder. But if I say, or you can say 55, or you can say like say 27 by 10, right? By 10. So what will happen if I try to divide it again? 20, right? 7. So you got this remainder. Suppose if I say 57, 58, right? 58 by 10. So if you divide it, 58 by 10. in case of this percentile operator, modulus operator. So if I say 10, 50, and then 8. So if you see this, whatever the remainder you are getting, it is nothing but your last digit, right? Here also, if you see, when you module a number by 10, module by 10, you are going to get the last digit, which means if you divide any number by 10, that will going to give you the last digit of the number. So this part is clear to everyone. Is it clear?
Yes.
Let me take one more example. Suppose I want to find what is the last, I want to get the last digit of the number from the number itself. So I will say 235. So I will modulate by 10. So if you say 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 3 and then 5, 3, 30, right? So you got the remainder as 5, which is nothing but your which is nothing but your last digit. So to get the last digit of a number, I will modulate by 10. So here as well, while reversing a number, we are getting the last digit of the number. So how this is working, if you see this, that is very easy. Let me explain. Suppose we are taking, let me take a smaller number, 234, right? So guys, if you have any confusion in between, let me know and then I will explain again. So this is the, suppose this is the 234 is our number. So I am taking a smaller number. So once this loop will run, first, whatever the num value we are having, that will go inside t. So t will have, because t equals to num, so t will have 234. This part is clear. Why t is having 234?
Yes.
Okay. So this will only run one time, as we have already discussed in the previous lecture. Only one time it will run, and after that I am condition checking whether 234 is greater than 0. So condition is true. Now, as the condition become true, we will go inside, right? So now see here, there is one reverse variable which is having integer, which is having the data type as integer. Now what we will do, yeah. So here, how this will execute. So first of all, on the top, let me write it here. On the top, I will declare, because reverse do not have any number, so I will say at 0, right? As of now, initial value is 0. So now when I multiply it by 10, as of now value is 0. On the top, I will declare in the program. So once this will execute, so 0 into 10, it is 0, and then plus. And now it is saying t module by 10. So t is having this number. So 234 module by 10. What is the output we will get? We will get 4, right? So 0 plus 4, 4 is coming from here. That will make the output as 4. So that 4 will be stored into this variable. Now this value become 4. So this is how it will work. Now the value become 4. And now what will happen after this? Last condition will be executed, which is nothing but this one. So after that, once, if you see t equals to t by 10, which means I want to divide 234 by 10. So what will be the output? If you see that this is an integer, this also we have discussed in one of our lecture. It is an integer, this is also an integer. So output should be 23.4 as per u, but as both of these are integer, it will terminate, it will not take this decimal value. So only you are going to get this output, which is 23, and you can see after dividing 234 by 10, you are getting 23, and 23 will be stored into this t variable on the left hand side. So here now new number is 23. Are you able to get? Then we will see the next step. Is it clear? Okay, I hope it is clear. So after that, what we will do? So let me just now t equals to 23. Again, this middle condition will be checked, right? So 23 is greater than 0, condition true. We will again go inside. Now reverse into 10. So what is the reverse value? It is 4. So 4 into 10 plus, again we are saying t by 10. So 23 by 10 will give you the last digit as we have already seen. So it is 3. So now 3 will come here. So 40 plus 3, it is nothing but 43 final output, and that will be stored into this variable. So now what is the new number inside our variable? It is nothing but 43, right? So you can see slowly we are getting the reverse of this number which we are entering. Now after this, again this last condition will be executed, t by 10. So if you see t value is 43, so 43 by 10, it will going to give you, what is the value it will give you? It will give you 4.3. But as I think I'm doing some mistake. Okay, let me take, I think I'm doing some mistake. So after dividing by 43, you will going to get this. So it should be, I think what I've done, when you are getting this 43 as the number, that will be stored here, not here, right? So I think I've done one mistake. So let us go from the starting. I think it will be easy. Sure. So let me take some number int. So let us take here only, right? In debug mode, I will explain. So what I will do, once the user will enter the number. So let us take number in this only. Int number equals to 876. And so what is the error? Okay. So once you will enter the number, here I am saying on that, before that I will say int reverse of the number is 0 as of now. Then I will say reverse equals to reverse multiply by 10 plus, or let me take last digit. And here I will add the last digit. So instead of writing in the same line, I am first calculating the last digit and then I am adding. And after that, once this for loop will terminate, I will print reverse plus reverse. So now let us see in debug mode how this is working. So see it. So let me comment this. This is our number, and I will put breakpoint at line number 15. Okay. So first of all, this variable will be created on the right hand side. So reverse equals to 0. Now variable t will be created, and what is the value? 876. So you will see on the right hand side one variable t will be created which is having the value as 876. You can see on the right hand side. So you can see one variable t is created with the same value the number is having, and now 876 is greater than 0. So condition become true, right? And here we are calculating the last digit. So what is the value t is having? It is 876. So if you see module by 10, last digit is 6, so you can get 6 here in the last digit. So 6 will come here. You can see last digit is 6, right? And after that I'm saying reverse into 10. For the first time reverse value is 0. So here it is 0. 0 into 10 is 0 plus last digit. So last digit is 6. So 6 will go 0 plus 6, 6. 6 will go into this variable. So now reverse value will change it to 6 from 0. So on the right hand side you can see value has become 6, right? And once these two lines will be over, this last condition will be executed. Okay, so once this will execute, t by 10. So here we are not moduling it. So it is 876 divided by 10 will give you 87.6, but as it is an integer value, both of them are integer value, 0.6 you will not see in your output, right? So which we have already discussed yesterday. So as it is both of these are integer, so it will give you 87.6, but 6 will be removed because it is after decimal, so only you will get in the t value. As of now, value of t is 876, but after this will execute, it will become 87. So you can see on the right hand side it will become 87. So now you can see value become 87, and after that, after this one, again this condition will be checked, 87 greater than 0, condition true. Now again we will go inside. Now what is the value of t? It is 87. So 87 by 10 will give you last digit. So last digit will be 7. So this will also change. So it will be 7. Now after that, here this is the last digit, 7 plus. Okay, so this is the last digit, you can see 7 plus reverse into 10. What is the value of reverse? Here you can check, it is 6. From the early step we are getting 6. So 16 into 10, 60 plus 7, 67. So on this variable you will get reverse is 67. Now again it will run this condition. So what is the value of t? It is 87. So 87 by 10 will give you 8.7, but both of these are integer. So the final value you will get is 8. So now you will see this value will change to 8. So if I click this, now you can see value become 8, right? Now after that again we are saying 8 by 10. So if I do this, let us see what is the we are going to get. Again the last digit, as only one digit is having, we are going to get the last digit as 8, and it is only having one digit, so we are going to get the last digit as 8. Now again 8 plus reverse what is the value? 67. 67 into 10, 670 plus 8, that will make the reverse as 678. So you can see earlier the number is this, but here you can see the reverse is 678, right? So we are able to get the reverse of this number using this approach. Now if you see this, after these two, again this will run t equals to t by 10. So if you see this, as of now t value is 8, right? Value of t is 8. So if I come here, value of t is 8. So if I say 8 by 10, it should give me 0.8. But as we have already discussed, it is an integer, this is also an integer. So after decimal part, this will not be counted. So only this will you will get in the output. So once you will get 0, is 0 is greater than 0? If 0 is greater than 0, condition false. So now you will see we will terminate our for loop. So it will not run again. Now we are outside and we are simply printing the variable reverse value in our output. So that is also giving us the value as 10. So this way we are calculating the reverse of the number. So is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Is it clear to everyone? Please
Yes,
confirm.
what is the
Yeah, someone is saying something.
what is the European scanner SC in that case?
Where?
Scanner SC.
So this we have discussed yesterday, that if you want to take the input from the user, you can use this class. So you can watch the previous lecture, there we have discussed a scanner class. So instead of this one, if you see, if you do like this, SC, so this is the method we are using. So now if I run this program, it will ask you the number from user. So now you can enter the number. So if I say 4567, so you can see automatically the reverse came as 7654. So this is the reason we were using a scanner class. Okay.
Yes, got it, sir.
So as of now, let me comment this. We do not. You can try that later. So whatever the number you will write, you will get the reverse of the number. So now let us try to calculate factorial of a number. So what is the factorial of a number? If I want to suppose I want to calculate the factorial of so 5. So this is the factorial sign, right? So if I want to calculate the factorial, so take that number and go till like that till 1, right? So that will give you 120. Similarly, if you want to calculate the factorial of 6, so start from that number and keep on multiplying the number like this till 1, you will get the factorial 720, right? Similarly, 7 factorial. So you can say 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? Like this. So you can try that, right? So if you want to do the same thing with the help of a program, so how we can do that? Suppose this is my number, int number. You can say I number equals to, you can say 5. So again we have to use for loop. You can also use while loop, but I will go with the for loop. For I will start from I equals to 1. I equals to 1. Then middle again I have to give one condition when to stop, and then I will increment the value of I. And inside that, and, and on the outer I will take one variable which is called factorial. First let me give initial value as 1, and here inside I will say factorial equals to factorial into I. So this program is very simple. Let me explain how it is working. So how this is working, if you see this after this, so let me take some other color. So initially I equals to 1, I equals to 1, this will 1, so number will have value as 5, right? So this will be in our memory area, and once this one execute, I equals to 1 will be present in our memory area. Now this will be checked, 1 is less than 5, condition true, we will go inside, and here I am saying factorial into I. As of now value of I is 1, value of I is 1, so 1 into, and what is the value of factorial? So let me write factorial 1. So now 1 into, already 1 is there, so 1 into 1 is 1, and here 1 will be present. So now value will become 1, already it is 1, and now after that what will happen? This condition will execute at the last, I plus 1. So it will increment the value of I by 1, it will become 2. Now again this will be checked, 2 is less than 5, condition true. Now condition 2, we will go inside. Now after that if you see the value factorial is 1, so 1 into 1 multiplied by, this time value of I is 2, so 1 into 2 is 2, so that will make value as 2, right? Now again this will increment the value of I by 1, so value of I become 3, 3 is less than 5, condition true, we will again go inside. Now this time,
Sumit, one question.
yeah,
Yeah, so in for loop, you are incrementing I before entering into the loop, right?
where I am,
In
no,
for,
first this will be, once this part is completed, all the statements is completed, this will execute at the last.
then it should be I plus plus, no?
So I explained this yesterday that it will not make any difference here, I plus plus or plus plus I. You can watch the previous session, right? If you have any
Yeah,
confusion.
yeah.
There I have explained that it will not make any difference. You can write I plus plus here as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I value become 3. 3 less than 5, condition true. So now what is the value? Factorial is 2 into 2 multiplied by value of I is 3. So 2 into 3 is 6. So now this value will become 6. And after that, again this will execute at the last. It will increment the value of I by 1. So I value has become 4, right? And again 4 is less than 5. Again we will go inside. So now if you see this one, factorial value is 6. 6 multiplied by 4, it will give you 24. So 24 will be stored here. So 24 will be the new value. And after this, again this will execute at the last, plus plus I. So which means it will again going to increment the value 5 by 1. So I can say I value will become increment, so it will become 5. Now this condition 5 is less than equals to 5. So 5 is equals to 5, condition true. Again go inside. Now what is the value factorial? It is 24. 24 multiplied by value of I. I is nothing but 5. So it is 120. So now this value will become 120, right? And factorial of 5 is 120 as well. So after this, again this will execute last condition at the end. So this will make the value of I increment by 1, making it to 6. So now once this condition will be checked, 6 less than equals to 5, this will become false. And now we will not going to run our for loop. We will simply come out of our for loop. So there we will going to print the value of factorial. So this is how we are calculating the factorial of a given number. Is it clear to everyone? So let me here let me try to calculate the factorial. So first let me take number. Sorry, let me take 5 or 6. And here if I write int factorial sorry I have to take at this time I will take simple variable name less than equals to. So here I will not going to write 6, here I will write number because number will keep on changing. So whatever the number you will write here, that will come. And after that I will say factorial multiplied by I, and at the end I will print value. What is the value? Factorial. So if I run this program, so let me take some small value. Let us take 3. So factorial of 3 is 3 into 2 into 1, which means 6. So how it will run? Debug the program. So now it is 3 here. So how many times this will run? It will run 3 times, right? So now we will, as 3 is less than, as 1 is less than 3. 1 is less than 3, condition true. Go inside. Factorial equals to factorial multiplied by I, 1 into 1 for the first time. This will give us 1. Now again, second time, I value will be incremented by 1. As of now, value is 1, but once I execute this, it will increment by 1. So it will become 2. And after that, again, very fast condition will be checked. 2 less than equals to 3. Condition true. Go inside. So factorial value is 1 into 2. It will give you 2. On the right hand side, factorial value changed. Again, it will run at the last. Plus plus I. It will become 3. So 3 is less than equals to 3. Again, condition true one more time. Again, go inside and then I will say factorial into I. So 2 is the earlier value. 2 into 3, which is 6. Now 6 is the value which we got as a factorial. And after that, I value will again increment by 1. It will become 4. But as it will become 4, this condition will become false. So now it will not run. We will come out of the for loop and this will print the value as 6, which is the output. So this is how we can calculate the factorial of a number using this approach. So is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us discuss new concept. We will see more programs. So suppose if I want to,
Sumit, 1 second.
yeah.
I am not able to debug in my system. Can I just share my screen?
Who is this?
Pallavi.
Yeah, after once this class will be over, we will see, not in between, right? Okay, so
Okay.
what is the issue you are getting? Debug it.
So I am putting the debug point like here, and when I'm running it,
Okay. So first stop it. Stop it by that red icon. Then you will see that debug as. Yeah, this one. So now after that, you will see one. If you see on the left hand side on the top, there is one downward arrow, or on the right of red icon. On the left,
on the left here,
on the top, you will see one red icon. There is one red icon on the, yeah. After that, there are two more arrows.
okay.
Second one. So we will see that first arrow. What is the meaning of first arrow? So you can also use second one, right? So this is how it will debug. And go to the
I
variable part.
want to see the value of factorial now.
Go to the variable part on the right hand side. Click that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me present my screen again. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So now suppose let us discuss one new concept which is called arrays. So what is the use of array, and why we should use array? Suppose I have a record of 1,000 student, or let's say 10,000 student. We are having one record, right? Roll number. I want to store 10,000 students roll number. This is what I have to do, right? So what I can do, I can do like this: int roll number equals to 1. Sorry, roll number 1 equals to 100. So int roll number 2 200, or you can say 101. Integer roll number 3 equals to, so I need to store 10,000, right? So I will start like this: 1 2 3, that is 102, and up till I will go int roll number equals to roll number of 999 students.
So your screen is not visible, sir.
The screen not visible, sir.
Is it for everyone?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
Screen not visible, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
now
Yes.
okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So what I have to do in my college, I need to store the roll number of 10,000 student in our record. So how we can do? Normal way, I will create 10,000 variable, and I will store the roll number. So one approach is this: I will create roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3, and after that I will go up till 999. So roll number 999 is like 2398, like this. And after that, integer roll number of 10,000 student, right? So let me say 9999. Roll number of 10,000 student is XYZ, right? So whatever be the roll number. So if you see this, if I want to store large amount of data, and for each and every roll number I will create so many variable, that will going to make our project as heavy, because we are creating so many variable, right? And this does not look good, right? So what we can do, we can use arrays concept there. So what arrays can do that, instead of creating 10,000 variable, with the help of single variable, it will going to manage all the roll number, right? So are you able to get that? What is the issue here? Why we are not storing in this way? Because we have to create so many roll number variable, right? So if I show it here also, so let me get one more new class. We can say it as arrays. So I am not talking about the definition as of now. We'll see. So if I want to store the roll number of 100 student, I can say int roll number 101, int roll number 2 102, int roll number of third student is 103. Likewise, I will go up till 1000 or 10,000. So, but we have to create 1000 variables like this, right? So that is not a good approach to create so many variables, right? And it will also difficult to manage all those variables, 10,000 or 1000 variable. So what we can do, we will create one array, and that array will going to store all the roll number, right? So if I talk about the definition of array first, so that's the reason we are going with array, because we should not create so many variables. So if I talk about the definition, it is a array is a collection of similar data type. Similar data type. So what does this mean? Which means if I want to store integer value, so roll number is an integer, so I will create the array of integer data type, right? So you cannot say that array will store integer value as well as string value at the same time, right? Either it will allow to store this one or this one, whatever you will create, right? So we are saying array is simply a collection of similar data type. So in Java, if you want to create an array, so how you have to write? Suppose I want to create array for roll number. I know that roll number is an roll number. This is our roll number. It is an integer value. So to create the array for this, I will say int, and I will give the array name. So this is the array name. Put one. This is called as the array brackets, right? Equals to with the help of new keyword. So what is this? What is this object in class? We will discuss later. So basically, just see the syntax as of now. So here I am saying I want to create one array of integer data type that can hold the roll number, because the roll number is integer data type. So I am creating integer array, right? And here I will say, suppose I want to enter the records of 1000 students, right? I want to store 1000 roll number. So I'm giving this value, which means this array can hold up to 1000 roll number. So are you able to get that, how we have to write this syntax? Is it clear to
Yes, sir.
everyone? So
Yes.
what will happen? Let me just remove it again. Once you declare like this, so once I will say int, suppose let me give the array name as roll number. This is our array name. Name integer. So this is a keyword. So basically this will help us to allocate the memory, right? So let me say 10. First go with the smaller number. So what will happen? Once this line will execute, this line, right? So one variable which is having this name, array name, it is roll number, is created, and you will see. So I will show you in the debug mode as well how this will look. So now if you see this, 10 10 blocks will be created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So total 10 blocks will be created, and index will start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So now if you see this, so by default, as of now, we have not entered any value, that will be 0, right? So anyways, whatever be the value. So here in these places, you can place the roll number of the student, right? So you can see with the help of only single variable, I am managing all my roll numbers of the student. So earlier we were creating, if we have to do it with the help of variable, I will create 10 variable, but now with the help of single variable, this will point to this one, right? I am able to, so I will show you how we can store the value in the array later. So as of now, first tell me whether this part is clear to everyone, how this will look.
Yes.
So let me show the same thing in editor, how this will look. Now I want to store the roll number. Now I will say, suppose I know that I need to store the roll number of 10 people, or you can say 100. Let us take 100 equals to new int, and I will say suppose 100. Sorry, yeah, here we have to put any brackets like this. Now if I say system.out.println, so why I'm writing this? So I can put one breakpoint here. So if I debug this program, how this will look? So this is the one variable having this name, and here you can see from 0 to 99. So by default, as we have not provided any value, that will be 0 is present here. So you can see from 0 to 99, right? It has given us these many memory area, right? Here we can store the roll number. So this is how this will look, the same thing I have shown, right? Now the main thing is I need to store the roll number. So how we can store the roll number here. So one more thing, if I go here, so there is, okay, so let me do it here. So this is one definition about array. The second one is the second one you can say array stores the data. Data means roll number here. You can say data in contiguous. So what is this contiguous memory location? What does this mean? If I explain. So the meaning that suppose if you are creating one variable, suppose I am creating variable a equals to 10. I am talking about variable, and variable b equals to 20, variable c equals to 30. So suppose in your memory area, it might happen that a will have 10, right? And the memory address, or you can say memory, whatever be the address it will have, it will be like suppose you can say 70 some address, right? So like 0cf2. So this is our memory address, assume, right? Or let me take simpler one. So this is 100. Suppose if I write, let me say b is 20 and c is 30. So in our memory area, these three variables will be created. So as they are stored in our memory area, they will have some address. So if they will have some address, so suppose this is the address 234. This is the memory address. Let me write it here. Memory address, right? And here memory address can be 588, right? And here the memory address can be 937. So any memory address can be there. But if I talk about array, when you will store the data in array, it will store the data in consecutive, or you can say contiguous memory allocation. How, what does this mean? Let me explain here. In the so once you will say int roll equals to new int 5. So once you will do like this, with this roll number, this memory area will be created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, suppose the starting memory address is 200, right? So after that, so suppose if your integer size is, if the size is 2 bytes, or you can say 4 byte. So if the size is 2 byte, so for this one, it will allocate 200. for the next one 202, 204, 206, 208, which means it is allocating the memory area one after the other, right? So that is the reason we say that with the help of this variable you can access any value because they are stored in the consecutive memory location, right? But with the help of, but in case of variable, if you see, it is stored in some other memory area, right? So they are not contiguous, which means one after the other. But here, in case of arrays, it always maintains the data in consecutive memory location. So these are just addresses I have taken, so that can be different in our memory area that we do not have to see as well. So, but this is just an example that array stores all the data in consecutive memory location, right? So now let me take 5. So if you want to store any roll number, how we can say? Suppose I want to store, this is my array name. So I will say roll. I want to store the roll number at 0 position. Because how many positions will be there? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So roll number of 0 is, I will say 0. In the bracket say that. So these are called the indexes. I forgot to mention. This is called as array index. So this is called as array index. So I want to store data here. So I will say array of 0. Roll number is my array name equals to 101. And same after that I will say roll number of 1 is 102 and roll number of 2 is 103. Roll number of 3 is 104 and roll number of 4 is 105. So if I run this program, so let me put breakpoint here. Okay, so it is already on the top. So now I will try to debug this program. So let us see how it will behave. First of all, by default 0 value will be present. So you can see 0, 0, 0 is present. But when I will say put 101 at 0 index, so 101 will come here. You can see on the right hand side one by one 101, 102, 103, 104. Okay, so I have taken 5, that will be 6. I need to put one more. So I forgot to put, so let me put one more, which is okay, let me try to, I think I'm making some mistake. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has created 5. Earlier, I think we are, I don't, okay, so anyways, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So 1 is missing. Okay, so it has completed. So which means we are able to store all the roll numbers of the student like this. You can give index number and then put the roll number. Is it clear to everyone? Please confirm.
Yes.
Okay. So now sometimes you can do also like this. If you want to store the roll number here only, like, so what I will do, I will remove this and put curly braces like this. I will say roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3, roll number 5. You can give any numbers 8, 9, 11, 22, 23 like this. So now if you see what this will do, earlier we were getting default value as 0, but now the default value is all the roll numbers. So how many indexes will be there if you count? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now instead of putting the number after the creating array, we are directly doing that. So you can also do this. So now the same thing, 0 to 10, total 11 roll numbers are present here, whatever the number you will write. So this is also one of the way you can put the values into your array. Is it clear?
But if there is a large numbers here, so is it wise to put like after new in, suppose there are like 20, 30 numbers
Okay.
or more than that. So is it wise to put the numbers here?
So it's your choice, I will say. I'm just showing you the different ways. It's up to you what ways you can use. We will also see one more way that user will enter the number. So that will be more good, right? So what I will do now, instead of doing like this, so I will say one variable size. So user will tell, when I will run the program, user will tell how much array size you want. So for that, I will create, I want to take the input from user. So I'm using a scanner class again. So this is the syntax, and after that, int size. What will be the size? sc dot next int. So this basically this next int will take the integer value, right? So now once that value come here, that size will placed here, right? And if I say so we are debugging the program. Okay. Enter array size. Debug this. So basically user will tell when he is running the program how much array size he wants. So let us say 67, right? So that 67, once I will hit enter, this method will pull, next int method will pull this number 67 and place it here. And that number will also come here. So 67 array size we will get, right? So let us take 780, sorry. So let us take 80 and hit enter. So now 80 will come here and 80 will come here as well. So we are going to get the array size as 80. So if you see this roll number 0 to 79, right? So because we are starting from 0, so this is how you can ask the user to enter the array size, right? Is it clear?
How are we printing the array values?
Yeah, I am coming to this point. So till now it is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So now we will try to enter all the roll number of the student. Suppose, so for that we need to use for loop. So as we are starting, if you see this, so we are starting from 0, right? So for Java, array index always start from 0. There are many languages, like there is one language, if you see, there is one language which is, I think, Fortran. That's an old language. So they are starting the, so you can see in the some languages they are starting at 1, but in Java they are created in such a way that you have to start the index from 0. So what if it is the case? I will always initialize I with 0, I equals to 0, because that index number 0 first element will be present, right? And here I will say I less than roll number. So what this means? Dot length. So suppose here 5 will come. When I will say from the user 5 is the size. So what will be the total length of the array? It will be 5. So basically this dot length, right, will help us to calculate the size of the array. So that size will come here, right? So and after that I will increment the value of I. So if you want to see int array size equals to roll number dot length. So I'm writing this so we can also see while debugging what is the length of array. Or you can take this variable and place it here. So after that, once the user will enter the roll number, I will say system.out.println enter the roll number, and here I will say oh. Now I need to place I here. Oh, I, because let me explain after this. Roll number of, so I value will keep on changing. So for the first time 0 will be there, so it will be enter the roll number of first student. And after this, so we have already seen if we want to put some value in array, we need to write the array name. We need to write the array name along with the index like this. Earlier we have done this in this lecture, but now index will come from variable value I. So what I will do, I will write I here, and here I will write, we are using this one, the scanner class. So again, what I can use, sc dot next int. So once you will hit the enter, that value will place here. So let us see how it is working, and let us do here like this. So debug as Java application. So now we are entering the roll number. Enter the array size. So let me take some smaller number 4. So on the right hand side, array will be created once I will invoke this line. So 4 will come here, 4. So you can see size of the array will be 4, and if you run this line again, the size will be 4. So let me try to run. So if you see this 0 1 2 3 4 memory area we are getting, and what is the total length of array? 1 2 3 4. So total size is 4. So that 4 value will come here, right? Till now it is clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So now what we are trying to do, I need to enter the roll number. So as the user will enter the roll number, I am using this method. So now I will go inside. So what is the size here? So it is 4. 4 will come here. So this will run only one time, I equals to 0. Now 0 is less than 4. Condition true. We will go inside. Now we will see I equals to 0 for the first time. You can see I equals to 0. So enter the roll number of 0 student. So this is how it will come. So we will format this, because 0 student does not look good. We will see that later how we can correct it. So now on your line it will say enter the roll number of 0 student, right, which is presented at index number 0. So once I will invoke this line, right, here if you see what is the index, 0, because the I value is 0. So roll number of 0 will be that number when I will invoke this line. So if I invoke this line, right, and if I hit it, suppose if I say 11 is the roll number of 0 student, hit enter, and that 11 number will be placed at 0 index, right? If I hit enter from here, first place your mouse here and then hit enter. So now you can see at index number 0, 11 is present. Now after these two, this will invoke, I value will become 1. So is 1 is less than 4? Is 1 is less than 4, condition true. Again go inside. Now I will say enter the roll number of I equals to 1 is the value. So roll number of student number 1. So now this will be printed, roll number of 1. And here once I invoke this line, it will ask me, we have to enter the number. So I will say 12. Hit enter, and you can say roll number index number 1 will have the value as 12. Again this will increment. So I value will become 3, and 3 is less than 4. 3 is less than 4 again. Condition true. Now enter the roll number of I equals to 2. So enter the roll number of student number 2. So I will say in our output, I will say 67. So 67 is present in our index number 2. Again, it will run, I value will become 4. Sorry, 3. It will become 3 after 2. So now I value has become 3 on the right hand side, you can see. So it will print enter the roll number of. So this is a string. This is a string and we are getting some value. So that's why we need to put this plus concatenation operator, right? So it will merge the string and the variable value. So roll number of third student. So I will say 3. And after that I will simply put 99. So 99 is present here, right? And after that I value will become 4, but 4 is not less than 4. 4 is not less than 4. Condition false. So we will come out of the loop. But if you see, we are able to enter all the roll numbers of 4 students. So this part is clear to everyone?
I have a doubt. Actually, in new int size, we are not defining the size as 4. So how does it understands that the size is 4?
See,
Like
we are clearly defining it here. If you see this, once this will execute, I am entering the size.
Yeah. No, I was thinking in program we haven't mentioned anywhere 4, so that's
Yeah,
what I.
actually, when I was writing, so it came down. So that's why you are not able to see. If I minimize it, maximize it, then you will be able to see, right?
Okay, yeah, fine.
So similarly, okay, but if you see this, there is one issue here. There is no such thing as 0 student, right? It is looking a little odd. So what we can do, if I say I plus 1, so now that will look good, because once I value will be 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So that time you will get 1, 2, 3, total 4 students. So I will, because here you are saying 0 student, that is not looking good. So I will say I plus 1, increment the value by 1. So once 0 will come here, that will be incremented by 1. So you can see enter the array size 4. So now you can see, let me give one thing, give some space. Now it is again asking for the array size. Enter the array size, I will say 4. Roll number of first student, I will say 101. Roll number of second 102. Roll number of third 103. Roll number of fourth 104. So after that program will terminate. So this is terminated means our program execution is finished. So this is how we can enter, right? So once we are able to put all the value, let us try to print the array. Print the array value, right? So for printing the array, there are two, we can use one more. Let us see first with for loop. You can use while loop as well. Let us see first with for loop. So if you see, I want to print the array. So again, I will let me take some other variable in j equals to 0, j less than. Again, I will use this one, array size, or I can directly write this. So let me write this. That will give us the total size. Increment the value of j. And we need to print the array. Simply use, so for printing anything in the Java, we use system.out.println, and here you have to write what is your array name, roll number, and here provide the index, which is j. So this j will keep on changing based on the value we are getting. So let us first run this debug mode. So I put one breakpoint here. So once all the values will be entered, enter the array size 4. Roll number of first student, it is 33, 44, 55, 66. So 4 roll numbers I have given. So this is your array, 33, 44, 55, 66. Now I need to print all the array value. For that I am using one more for loop. And we know that if you don't print anything in the Java, we can use system.out.println. Now this is your array name, and I want to print first index number 0 value. So for index, I am not writing 0 here because we need to print all the values. So for that, first of all, initially j value will be 0, and 0 is less than 4. So what is the total value of this one? If you see, it is 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Total size it will calculate. So 4 is the value. So 0 is less than 4, condition true. Now we will go inside. So j value is 0. You can see for the first time. So roll number of 0. As we are using system.out.println, it will print 33. So it will print 33 in your, this is the output, right? Now j value will increment by 1 due to this. So j value will become 1 and 1 is less than 4. 1 is less than 4. Condition true. Again go inside, roll number of 1. So now roll number of 1 is, it will print 44. So after it will print 44, now this will increment by 1 again. So what will be the value? J value will become 2. 2 is less than 4, condition true. So what is the roll number of 2? You can see from here, roll number of 2. The value is 2 here. Roll number of 2 is 55. So click this, 55 will be the output in your editor. And after that, j value will be incremented by 1 again. So if it is incremented by 1 again, j value will become 3. So is 3 is less than 4, condition true. We go inside, j value is 3. J value is 3. So 0, 1, 2. What is the roll number of value 3? Roll number of value 3 is 66, right? So it will print 66 in the output. So this is how we are simply printing all our array value, and after that condition will terminate because j value will become 4, but 4 is not less than 4, so condition false. So now it will terminate. So this is how we are entering all the data in the array, and later we are also able to print all the array value with the help of we can say for loop. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Great. So now let us see few programs on this. So let me create one more class. Okay, so suppose this is my array. So let me write numbers here only. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So if we write in this way, so you can try later how you can insert the data from the user. You can try that. Here we are going directly. So now I want to calculate all the sum of all the elements of this array. So what will be the total sum? 9, 15, 22, 30, 39 and 49. So total sum is 49, right? So I want to calculate this sum through my program. I want to calculate all the sum of all the numbers of an array. How we can do? So for that, again we will use for loop, and let me take one sum variable. So that will contain the final output. Sum is 0 initially, and after that I will say int I equals to 0. Again starting from 0, I less than, what is the length of this array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So instead of hard coding the data, I will say array.length. That will give me the length and increment the value of I. And here I will say sum equals to sum plus, this is our array, and one by one with the help of index I will get the data. So let me do one thing, int number. Okay, let me do directly, and once that will calculate it, we will print the sum of all elements equals to plus, so sum. So how we are printing it? Let us see. Let us try to debug the program again. So now we are here in our ARR. This is my array name, right? So you can see here from here as well. These are the numbers present in my array: 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here as well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm saying I want to calculate the total sum of all the numbers which are present in my array. Okay. So how we can do? For that I have taken one sum variable which is having initial value as 0. Now for the first time this will run one time, I equals to 0. So what is the total length? If you calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total length is 7. So is 0 is less than 7? Condition true. We will go inside. 0 is less than 7. So initially I value will be 0 and 0 will also come here because the I value is 0. Now I'm saying 0 plus initially 0 plus first get me the value of array ARR of 0, right? So what is ARR of 0? ARR of 0 is 4 because 0 is present here. So ARR, which is my array name of index 0, is nothing but 4. So 4 is the value of this one. 4 plus 0. It is nothing but 4. So this will become 4 for the first time. So on the right hand side you can see value is 4. Now it will increment the value of I by 1. So I value will become 1, right? I value will become 1 once I execute this. So is 1 is less than 7? Is 1 is less than 7? Condition true. You can see we will go inside. I value changed to 1. 1 is less than 7, we will go inside. Now 1 will be present here, right? So 1 as 1 is present here. So I am saying under some value is 4. So 4 plus ARR of 1. What is the value? 4 plus 5 is, so value is 5 here. So 4 plus ARR of 1 is 5. ARR of 1 is 5. So 4 plus 5 is 9. So 9 will, so in the sum variable 9 will be the value. Again I value will increment, I value will become 2. So here 2 will become 2 plus 9. So 9 is already there from the previous output. 9 plus ARR of, what is the index value? 2. So 0, 1, 2, 6. So 9 plus 6 is 15. So you can see slowly we are able to calculate the sum of first three number 4, 5, 6, right? Let us see the remaining. Now I value will become 3. So 15 plus some value is 15. 15 plus ARR of, you can say 3. Is it 3? Yeah, it is 3. So it is 7. So 7 plus 15. It is nothing but 22. So 22 will be the sum. After that I value will become 4. So for 4, index number 4, 8 is the value. So 8 plus 22, it is nothing but 30. So 30 will be the one, and after that I value will again increment. So ARR of 5. So 5 is 9. 9 plus 30 is 39, right? So 39 will be the value. And again I value will incremented by 1. So it is 6. It is 6. So 10 plus 39. It is nothing but 49. So after that I value will become 7. So as this total value is also 7, 7 is not less than 7, condition will be terminated and we will come out of this loop. But we got the total sum 49. So this is basically what we want. In the end I am simply printing this variable value. So this is how we can calculate sum of all the elements of an array. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so this is basically how we calculate sum of all the elements of an array. So till now we have stored the roll number of a student. So sometimes I want to store the roll number as well as the name of the student. So if I run it here, so let me go here. Mind. So if I want to store, so if I talk about the type of array, one is single dimensional, which we have discussed just now. In the sense, single dimensional means like which can store only one, like int roll number equals to new integer of 5. So this is our single dimensional array which we have already discussed. The other one is multi-dimensional. So here we are only having one dimension, that's why single dimensional. One is multi-dimensional. So in the multi-dimensional, what you can have, if I write the same one, int roll number here, it will have two dimensions, right? Like this equals to new int here, like 5 and 3. So let me explain what it is. So suppose I want to store the roll number along with the name, of the student, And one more thing, if you want to, suppose if I go here, let me create new class. Is one dimensional. If you want to create array with some other data type, which means earlier we have created integer, but if you want to create a string array, suppose you want to store the name, so how we can do a string of names. So this is names is my array name. So you can, and after that again you say new, everything will be same, just data type is different. So if you want to store some names of the student, you can say like 5. Suppose if I say 4, so instead of this one, if I want to store the names, I can say like Sumit. So as it is a string, we have to put double quotes, Ankit. If some student names we are giving, so like this we can give, right? So as it is a string array, you can also create one dimensional string array if you want to store names. As it is a string, now remaining things will be same. If you want to print it, so this is one shortcut. What you have to do, if you want to write for loop, control space. So now it will give you the ready-made structure. You do not have to write. And after that, I will print the name. So for that name, so again it will be same. So this is how you can do. So if I run it, it will simply print all the names. This is nothing but this one, right? So now there is one condition. I want to store the roll number as well as name. I want to store the roll number as well as name. So one thing you can do is, so that does not look good if you create two one-dimensional array, right? Because we can do the same thing with one multi-dimensional array. If you want to store the roll number and name, because you cannot say like this. You cannot store roll number here like this, right? So what we can do, we can use multi-dimensional array so that we can store the roll number as well along with the student name. So to write that, so let me first come here again. So these can be 3 as well. So basically it can be 4 as well, but let us go with this one only as of now. That will be more complex. So we are discussing, I want to store roll number. One is roll number and the other one is name, right? So if we want to store the roll number and name, if I write like this, int, so let me say array name is data, as we are using multi-dimensional array, which is having 2 dimension, new. So let me not take integer because roll number is an integer, I know, but name is a string. So let me create one array of string. So it can store only string value, new string. So if I say 3, let us first take 3, or you can say, so why I'm writing like this 3, 2, what does it mean? So suppose I have 3 student, right? So if I have 3 student, for the 3 student I am writing 3 here, right? So this is nothing but total number of student, and so this is first student, this is second, and this is third, right? And every student have name, and roll number. This will also have the name and roll number, and this will also have the name and roll number. So every student is having name and the roll number. So for that I am writing 2 here, right? Because every student have 1 and. Is it clear to everyone why I am writing 3 and 2?
Yes.
So after this, once you will execute this line, first line from your code, let us see how this array will look like. If you take this, once you will invoke this line, so there is one variable data, and this is our array name, and this is your array. This is your array, how it will look. We will also see in the debugging mode how it will look. So if you see this first whatever the 3 you will give here, so we have given 3. So for the first number, 3 blocks will be created. So 1, 2, and 3, and again index will start from 0, 1, and 2, right? So now for this one we have done. So 3 blocks will be created, and now what is this 2? So this index is representing nothing but my. So student 1 data will be at 0 index. Student 1, this is nothing but second one at the index number 1, and this is our third student. So for each student is having a name and the roll number. So for that I have given 2. So inside the first student, we will have one more block like this. Because we have given 2, so 2 blocks will be created, 0 and 1. Again start from 1. And inside the second one as well, we have given 2, so 0 and 1. And inside the third student, it will again have the same 0 and 1, right? So this is how the memory representation that will look like. So this part is clear to everyone?
Yes.
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 So now, suppose we will see that how we can insert the data. First, let us suppose I need to insert the data, right? So this is, let me write here again. So we are having total 3 students. So this first block is representing my. This is representing student 1. Second is representing student number 2. Third is representing student number 3, like this, right? So suppose if you have given 4, so one more block will be created, but as of now we have given 3 and 2, so these many blocks will be created. And after that, if I want to put some data into this 0, 0, so what this stands for? First one is for name, other is for roll number, right? So you can also reverse. It's up to your choice. You can have. It's up to your choice that you can have roll number first or name here, right? So I'm just taking accordingly. So for the second student, this is the name block, this is the roll number, and for the third student, this is the name, this is the roll number, right? Now I want to enter the data. How we can enter the data? How we can enter the data? So if I want to store the name here, so what is the outer index? It is 0. What is the outer index? It is 0. And what is the inner index? It is again a 0. So if I say data of 0 0, data of 0 0, if I say data of 0 0, which means I am accessing the first block. If I write in double quotes string value Sumit, right? So once you will invoke this, Sumit name will be placed here, right? Sumit will be placed here. And after that, I want to put the roll number. So I will say data of 0 1. Roll number is 102, right? So why I'm putting it in double quote? Because we are creating the string of string variable, string data type. So 102 should be in the double quotes. Otherwise, it will be treated as an integer. So now after that, if I say 01, so 01 is nothing but this one. So 102 will be there. Similarly, if I want to access anyone, like I want to put data for the third student, so I will say data of 20. Data of 20. Data of 20 is nothing but, say if I say Ankit, so Ankit will be present here. Similarly, if I want to put data of 21, so data of 21 is nothing. We are accessing two outer index and the inner index 21. So data of 2 of 1 will be nothing but 103, some roll number we are giving. So this is how you can access any cell using this 20 and 21 by giving like this. Similarly, if you want to give data access data of 10, so data of 10, some name like R, some name I am giving, so R will come here, and data of, so this is how 11 equals to, you can say 109. So this is the roll number. So this is how you can put the data in your array. Is it clear to everyone?
Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
one question I have. So, for example, I did not keep a roll number in quotes. So, will it considered as a int? Because
No,
that's,
it will
but
not. It will not take,
it will
because
not take it. Yeah.
yeah. So that is the reason. See, you cannot say that Sumit is an integer, right? So
Yeah.
so if I create integer data type, that will not be able to take the name because it is a string. But so that I have created a string array, so that if I put double quote to the number, that will accept it. So
Yes.
this is why we have created, right?
Yeah. Got you.
So now let us do the same thing here. Let us create one more class, new class, multi array name, right? So here, first let us create some array and let us see how this will look.
Kiran here. For multi-dimensional array, always we have to go with string data type.
No, that is your choice. If you want to store the roll number and suppose phone number, then you can use other data type as well. Long data type you can use. If you want to store suppose if you want to store data of student having roll number and age, because age and roll number both are integer, then you should go for integer. Here I am going with roll number and string. Sorry, here I am going with roll number. Roll number is nothing but integer. What I mean to say, if I say roll number is integer and you can say name. Name is a string, right? Name is a string. So if I create integer of type, integer data type, I will be able to store roll number, but I cannot be able to store name because it is a string. But if I say string data type, what I can do, I can store the name, and to the roll number, suppose this is the roll number, I will put double quote. So that will be treated as a string. That's why I am taking string data type. But if you want to store you can say, if you want to store the age and roll number. So if you want to store the age, because both are integer, then it will not create conflict. So now you can say int. So I have 3 students and every student will have roll number and age. So this is how we can do, right?
And suppose if I want to pass float, like marks will be in the float. Then in that case also we have to take the
You can
string.
take this one, I think. Yeah, if you see this float data type, you can take float.
So with name, marks, and age, so I have to go with string.
Yeah, that will be better because that will be the option, I think, because you cannot declare a string as integer, right? But you can do reverse, right?
Yeah, okay.
So as of now, let us go with string data type. We need to store the roll number, new string, and here there are again one options, like if you want to leave like this, you can do like this, right? But if you want to provide the data here only, how you can do? Remove this, and if you see this, how I will do? First put bracket like this. So this is our first student data. Put comma, second student data, and this is our third student data, right? Like this. And inside this, I will put the data like first person name is Sumit. Put comma. What is the roll number? 101. Similarly, what is our second student name? It is Ankit, and Ankit roll number is 102. And for the third student, and for the third student, its name is Pankaj. Suppose Pankaj, and what is the roll number? 103. So this is one way. If you want to declare in this manner, you can do this. And if you see one bracket is missing, so student number 1, student number 2, student number 3, right? And provide this bracket at the end as well. So one more bracket is missing, so provide this. Now this is our array having the roll number and data. So if I want to see how this will look in our Eclipse editor, so put breakpoint here, debug as Java application. So exactly it will look in the same way which we have discussed in our paint. So this is our data. So you can see we are having total of three data we are having, right? Data number 1, data number 2, and data number 3. So we are having 3 data, right? So similarly here as well. So you can see 0, 1, 2. First three outer blocks are created as we have seen here. Block number 1, block number 2, block number 3. 3 blocks are created, and inside each block you will find these 2 data. Inside each block you will find these 2 data, Sumit and 102. So if you go with the index number 0, so at index number 0 Sumit is present, and index number 102 is present, just like we have seen here, right? It is exactly the same. For the first one, these 2 names will be present, and for the second one, again these 2 will be present, and for the index number 2, these 2 will be present. So memory representation is clear to everyone, how it will look. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
So if anyone have any issue in problem in memory layouts, there is one more way. You can see the array layout, array memory representation. That is nothing but matrix format. What is this matrix format? If I write int data equals to new, you can say, let me take integer only, int, if I say 32, right? So instead of representing that way, what you can do, you can treat this as a row, you can treat this as a row, this as a column. There is one more way you can visualize. So for that, I will create total number of 3 rows. Row number 1, row number 2, and row number 3. And for this first one, index will be 0, 1, 2, right? And how many column we are having? 2 column. So I will divide this into 2. So column number 1, that will start from 0, and it will start from 1. So for 0, 0, so earlier how we visualized, let me do this. So 0, 1, 2. And for that one, first one 0, 1, second one 0, 1, third one 0, 1. So same we are representing like this, left hand side. So you can see for 0, 0, like this is 1. So I will put 1 here, right? For 0, 1, 0, 1, I will put some value like 2, or you can say 20, right? For 1, 0, if you want to access 1, 0, you can put 30 or 40 or 50. So basically this is also one of the way you can visualize. So here you are getting clear idea that if I want to access this data, I need to say 2, 1. It is nothing but 2, 1. How this will if I do it here, if you need to access the data, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1. So if I talk about, if you want to access the first box, it is 0, 0, it is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1, right? So basically it is nothing but the indexes. So this is also you can visualize, okay? So it's up to your choice, but this is the actual way that how they are created. Now,
1 minute. Here, the ID is equal to 19 and 21. Then again, the ID is changing to 24, 27. So, is it a random assignment?
sorry,
Here, what in the value column, we have string of 0 and ID is equal to 19 and 21. Is it a random number? It is assigning.
so if you see this data, if you see this, I have talked about that array stores the data in consecutive memory location. So you can see 24, 25, 26. So it is not random. It is basically taking the data one after the other. And if you see this, so basically it will start from any number, but after that, so might be because these are the different data types, so it is taking a gap of 4. Again, it is so Eclipse is internally taking care of this. Again, 32 and 31, right?
Yeah.
So that is, I think Eclipse is basically deciding, but you can see it is consecutive one after the other, right?
Yeah. ID, yeah, 31, 33, and again 31, 102. Okay, 31, 32.
So basically,
33,
you don't
yeah.
have to worry because it is basically the way they have designed Eclipse. That is, we are not going to use that ID, but the
Okay.
concept is same that array will store the data in consecutive location, right?
Yeah.
So see, this time we have again, uh, let me not do like this. Let us take that input from user. So I will say 3, 2. Now I need to take the data from user. So if you want to take the data from the user, again you have to use scanner class. Scanner sc equals to new the system.in. And here, so if you see this, it is a string data type. If I want to, first let me import. So many options are coming. Go with first one. Int. If you see this, let us first use for loop, then we will see. So if you see this, earlier we are having only single bracket, so we have used single for loop, but here we are going to have nested for loop because we are having 2 indexes. So for the outer index, I will say int I equals to 0, I less than data dot length. So again it will calculate the length, and I plus plus, and inside I will take one more for loop, int j equals to 0, j less than data dot length, increment the value of j. And inside this one, what I will do, you can say, if I say system dot out dot println, I will say enter the data So how this will go? First of all, 0 0 0 1 0 2 like this, right? So enter the data 8. So I will also print the index so that we can have the clear picture. So put some space at 0 and J. So I will explain debug mode, and after that, so as we need to enter the data at 0 0, and after this I will print enter the roll. So first is name, or we can take roll number, your choice. Let us take name. Enter the name. So I think I'm doing some mistake. Enter the data at 0 0. If I do like this, so what I will do to get the data, I will say data of I. So I think it is a reserved keyword in Java. So let me say data of a student. So it is like this. So why it is giving some different color? Okay, anyways, let us take data. So data of ig. So at 0 0, what will be the data? I will fetch like this. I will say sc dot. So earlier we are pulling the string value. We are pulling the integer value. But now we are dealing with the string. I need to enter the string value. So I will use next. So you can see it will help us to enter the string value, right? And if I try to enter, and let me also debug this. So here, if you see this data dot length, let me come here first. Uh, what if I mean to say, what if I write I here? Instead of doing like this, what is the difference between this one and this one? So we need to first understand this, how this will behave. So let me first come here, data, don't stay. Suppose this is your array name. This is your array name, and here I am telling the matrix representation. So we are having 2 columns and 3 rows. One, we are having 1, 2, and 3. Total 3 rows we are having, and 2 columns. So this is nothing but our columns. And if I say 0, 1, 2, right? And if I apply this array dot length, what is the result it will give me? So it will going to give me the total number of rows. How many rows we are having? 1, 2, 3. So this will give me total 3 rows, right? Total length is 3. But once I need to also get this, what is the total count of column? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So if I say array of 1 dot length, so what it will do? First, it will come to this second line, and it will going to return as the count of total number of column. So this is the difference, right? Similarly, if I say array of 2 dot length, if I say array of 2 dot length, it will give me the count of this one, right? Is it clear? It will give you 2. The difference between this one and this one. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, Sumit.
So the same thing we will see here. Instead of writing array dot length, because if you see this inner loop is for the column, and this is for the total number of rows. This is for the total number of rows, and this is for the columns, right? This is for the columns. So let us see debug this. So what we can do, let me debug this program. Debug it. So see it clearly. I will go slow. So first this will execute. Now data dot length. So what is the total length? It will give you, as we have this representation 3 and 2. So total length will be 3 because we are having this representation. We have created array like total, we have total number of 3 rows and 2 columns, right? So this is the representation. So total array dot length will be 3. So if you see this length, it will be 3, right? So 0 is less than 3, condition true. We will go inside. Now, if you see I equals to 0 for the first time and 0 is less than 3. So as we are seeing the I is 0, so 0 will also come here, right? So if you see this length, data of 0 dot length. So we have discussed here what is the data of 0, which means array of 0. If I say, suppose your array name is data, so data of 0 dot length. This will give you the total count of the column which we are having. So it is nothing but 2. So now this value will be 2. So j equals to 0. 0 is less than 2. Condition true. We will go inside. So if you see on the right hand side, I value is 0 initially. And now j value is also 0. On the right hand side, you can see. Now I am saying enter the data at 0, 0. 0, 0. Like this, 0, 0, right? So this will be printed in the output. Enter the data at 0, 0. And here if you see, this is our array. So this is 0. So 0, 0. As of now, the value is null, right? Because we have not entered anything. So 0, 0 is nothing but this one. So this is also 0, 0, right? 0, 0. So click this first, step over and enter some data. Like if I enter name. So Sumit, just write like this. You do not have to put double quote here. It will take internally. So once if I hit enter, at index number at 0, 0, the name of that person is coming, right? And now this for loop will keep on running till the condition will become false. So initially the j value was 0. Once these two will be over, it will increment the value of j by 1. So j value will become 1. So now is 1 is less than 2, this will evaluate to total length of 2. Is 1 is less than 2, condition true. Again go inside. Now this I value will remain the same. You can see on the right hand side. Now 0, 1. So I will say enter the data at 0 and 1. So now, so after that, if I click this first and then enter the data, like if I enter roll number 100, hit enter, and you see at the index number 1, 00 and 01, index number 100 will be present. Now after this, j value will become 2, but now if it will become 2, so 2 is not less than 2, condition false. So we will come out of this for loop and we will invoke this line after this. So we have seen it so many times. So it will terminate. Now you can see we are coming here. And earlier I value was 0. Now it will become 1. Due to this, it will become 1. And 1 is less than 3. The total length of this will be 3. We have already discussed. So 1 is less than 3. Condition true. We will come inside. 1 is less than 3. Come inside. Now again this will run for 1, 0 and 1, 1. Right? So when j value will be 0, I will say enter the data at 1, 0. Enter the data at 1, 0. So it is 1 here, it is 1 here, it is 0 here. Now when I will enter the data at 1, 0, Pankaj will be present, whatever the name I will, Pankaj. So you can see at 1, 0, Pankaj will be present, right? Similarly, after that, this I value will remain the same, j value will increment by 1. So at 1, 1, enter the data at 1, 1. So I can say 1, 0, 1. Hit enter. Now you can say 101 is placed. Now again it will terminate and we will invoke this last statement of our outer for loop. So I value will become 2. You can see on the right hand side, and 2 is also less than 3. Condition true. Again go inside. Now again this will remain the same. It will be run 2 times. Data of 2 dot length. Because if you see the data of 2, it will have 2 fields, 2 indexes. So the length will be 2. So this is how it is calculating the length. So now again enter the value at 20. So once I will enter the value at 20, let's say one name, right? So once if I hit enter, so you can say at 20 Tina will be present, right? So whatever the name you are writing here, this method next method pull that name and place it into your array. So this is how it is working. And now it will run one more time. Date of 21. Enter the data at 21. So let me say roll number 109. Hit enter. Okay, so first we need to invoke this line, then only we can enter the data. So now you can see. So 109 is present here. So if you see this array, after this will terminate again for the third time. And now we will invoke this line. So value of I will become, as of now it is 2, but once this will invoke, value will become 3. So 3, once it will become 3, so 3 is not less than 3, condition false. Condition false, we will terminate from our loop. So this is how this is how we are able to enter the name along with the roll number in the multi-dimensional array. So this part is clear to everyone.
Yeah.
So anyone have any confusion in this? Let me know. Okay. So now what we can do? Let me put some space data it. Put some space here because you can see after that it is not having any space, so I put it one space after this. So what I was thinking, okay. So now let us try to print the data of array as well. So to print the data, again we will require 2 more for loop. So what I can do, so what are these? If I talk about these two variables, right? I have declared int I here, int j here, right? So scope. If I talk about the scope of these two variable I and j is within this for loop only, right? And after that, if I say, suppose if I want to print the value of I, what I mean, if I say I, it is giving me error because it is not able to identify the variable. Because what I mean, if you declare the variable here, then it is called as the local variable, which means after this for loop block, it will not be accessible. But if I declare, suppose if I say, instead of doing like this, I equals to 0, sorry, instead of saying I equals to 0, if I say int I outside this, now this I value I can print here as well, right? So this is basically our global variable that can be accessible outside this. But here I have defined like this, int I. So now this will not be accessible. So what I mean is, when you have to print the array, you can also take the same variable name because they are local. So outside, so no chance of duplicacy will arise here. So no error you will get. And here I will simply, this will remain the same. And here you have to system.out.println. This will be the, to print anything, we know that we need to use system.out.println. So let us try to print that whether it is able to print or not. And here I will put some separation. So let me, it will separate. So let us see. So first we need to enter the data. So this time enter the data at 00. Let me enter Sumit, then 101, Ankit, 102, Pankaj, 103. So after hitting this, it is able to print the data, right? If you see this, Sumit 101, first student data, then Ankit 102, second student data, then Pankaj 103, third student data. But if you see I want that after Sumit, roll number should be present, so that will look more good. So what I can do, instead of changing the line here, it is basically changing the line every time. So let me not change the line here. And after it will print first data, right? So what I will do, after this, let me put some space. Let me not put as of now. Let me try to run again. Let us see how it will. Okay, so I forgot to. Once what will happen? Once this will print, inner loop will print the roll number and name. After this, I will change the line. So if I run it, let us see how our data will come. So Sumit 101, Ankit 102, Jalaj 103. So if you see this data is coming, once it is printed Sumit and the roll number, after that I'm changing the line. So this is how we are getting the data. So let us put some space between the roll number and this one. So what we can do after this, provide some space and let me give double arrow like this. So it will tell us that what is the name and the roll number. So again we need to enter retired Pankaj 101, Ankit 102, Jalaj 103. So now okay, so after that you can see this is the output Pankaj and then 101, Ankit and then 102. So why it is coming again? So what I can do, instead of so let us give space, otherwise it will also take that will some space, that will look good because space will not be visible to us. So like this we can A 101, B 102, C 103. So now you can see this is the name of the student and this is the roll number. So this is how we can print our array name as well. So is it clear to everyone?
Yes, Sumit.
So we will see this much only in this lecture because we do not have any much time left. So if you have any query, you can ask. Otherwise, we will wind up the session. Okay, guys. So thanks for attending. If you do not have any doubts, we'll again see you in the next session. Thanks for attending.